Okay, so here is Sophie's IS300 drift car with mad cat eyes on the front. And as you can see, it got a little bit of a lift today on 4 jack stands. We're out here in the driveway because right now the shop is full. There's no free lifts, and Sophie's at work. And I'm bored, so I'm going to work on Sophie's car. Recently, we took the CD009 transmission out, put it back in. We were trying to make some room in the trans tunnel. We were getting a little bit of a contact vibration, and we wanted to eliminate that. We successfully eliminated that. However, we ended up with a new vibration. And the new vibration is due to some run out on the drive shaft. Let's see if we can get a look at what we're talking about here. So the drive shaft meets up with the differential right here. There's these 4 bolts that bolt it together. And from the factory, the drive shaft has a ring in the middle of it that matches up to the flange on the differential perfectly, making sure that it's a true center. But this aftermarket drive shaft doesn't have that. And so when you bolt it up, there's almost a millimeter of play. And so what we're going to do is we're going to turn the drive shaft here and see how much run out we've got on the drive shaft. It would help if I put the car in neutral first, though. Whew. This is where being on a lift would be super handy. Alright, car in neutral. Oh, we need to turn off the latch on the hydraulic handbrake here. There we go. That was the problem. Sophia's nice pink hydro from Figs Engineering, which, by the way, locks up with just 1 or 2 finger operation. It's freaking awesome. Shout out to the guys at Figs for making such a nice out-of-the-box kit for IS300 drivers. Okay, so we're going to set our dial indicator here to about 0. It's wiggling quite a bit as I touch the dial indicator because it's on a long gooseneck, but I'm going to turn the dial a little more. Alright, we're pretty much on 0 there. So now as the drive shaft goes around, I'm going to turn the wheel so it doesn't wiggle everything so much, but you can see there's a lot of run out. Sorry, didn't put the drive shaft in the shot, but we're moving around a lot. So it looks like the maximum. Oh great, this really needs to be 0 over here. But it's about 20 thousandths out. And so if I were to unbolt the drive shaft right now, okay, there we go. Pretty much at 0 again. And then we're going to see it bounce up to about 20. Almost 20. So if I unbolted it here, where it's pointing at this bolt, or maybe really between these 2 bolts, if I were to move the drive shaft such that it says 10 on the dial indicator, we should be pretty much in the center, assuming that we don't move left or right any, and that's going to be tricky. I think I'm going to be under here for like an hour, moving this back and forth until I've got like maybe 1 or 2 thousandths. At 20 thousandths, it's not too bad. About 60 miles an hour, 50 to 60 miles an hour, you get a good vibration. Before, man, it had to be out like 50 because you got a terrible vibration right at 35 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour. So instead of keeping you on the video all this time, I'm going to go adjust it. Okay, so we got Sophia's drive shaft dialed in. As you can see, I still have the dial indicator here attached. And now when we rotate the drive shaft, you can see the part that is attached to the differential, and you can see the part that's attached to the drive shaft. And my dial indicator is basically at 0, a little bit below 0. And as we make a full rotation, there's less than 1,000th of movement in the dial indicator, which is great. How did we do it? Of course, we have the dial indicator to tell us where we're at. And we took these 14mm bolts and I loosened them up, and then I finger tightened them so that it wouldn't move around a whole lot. And then I took a hammer and a extension, and I'd put the extension here and I would just tap it ever so slightly with the hammer so that these two plates would shift in the direction I wanted them to shift in, and then I would do another rotation to see if it worked out until I got to within 1,000th, and I feel like this will be really smooth on the road. I've already tightened them to half torque and they're still good, so I'm going to finish tightening them up all the way and we're all done with this project.